Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. And I'm going to start with a sleep presentation. Oh, I do not want that. Hold on. Oh dear. Hold on. Okay, we're just going to hear that. Okay, we're going to start with the sleep presentation. I threw together a PowerPoint. You'll have to tell me if it works for you to see the words on the screen while I'm talking about them, or if you'd rather not. So personally, I like to see, I like to see and hear while I'm learning. So I threw this together so that you'd have more information than just, but we'll also brainstorm sleep methods together as well. So let's begin. So as cavemen, if you can see my little cavemen over there, as cave people, we would sleep when the sun went down. And it was just, we were really in tune with our circadian rhythms. And that just made sense. And it still makes sense. The problem is we don't do it like we did before. So the modern, I'm trying to figure out, okay, that's good. The modern people, we have artificial light, electronic devices, and overstimulation. We have a fast-paced lifestyle, chronic underlying stress, and deadlines, all which leads to very poor sleep. So people ask me all the time, how many hours of sleep should you get? 8 is the sweet spot, but 7 to 9 is optimal. If you get 6 and you are fully functional and you're not tired throughout the day, you can sustain your health and it doesn't accumulate and cause stress later, that is still okay. But we do need to also achieve deep sleep every night, and we'll talk about that. And 6 hours may not get you there. So really try to get to 7 to 9. And we will talk about how to do that also. So deep sleep is one of the things we need to talk about. It's as good as I can get. What is deep sleep? It is the critical stage for waking and energy throughout the day. It is slower eye movements. It's called your delta sleep. It slows down your brain waves and it allows rest for the brain cells responsible for attention, thought, perception, and memory. Can you see me moving around your faces? I keep moving you guys around because I don't.
Oh, I can't see.
Okay.
Oh, I don't see faces. I just see the PowerPoint.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay. Effects of too little sleep. If you have less than 5 hours of sleep, you're more likely to get a cold compared to 7 hours of sleep. It decreases your immunity. But other things that can happen is you can have irritable bowel syndrome and reflux. You can have learning disabilities and moodiness. You can have lack of sexual desire and sexual response even. Visual issues, weight gain, especially leading to insulin sensitivity, which we are going to talk a lot about coming up. So we're going to go right into the to-dos, right? So the number one thing is go to sleep at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every night. Be consistent with that. Now, when I give suggestions in regard to sleep, you have to kind of do some self-reflection and decide what you're willing to do. So I have a plethora of things that you can try. Some are more important than others. This one is really important. It really trains your body to go to sleep and wake up. And once you get in the rhythm, you will not need an alarm clock, although, so you don't worry, you probably will, but it will be so automatic that your body will know when to sleep. And unless something else happens, like worry or deadlines, you will be able to sleep better. Before bed, avoid stress. So no CNN, no Fox News, nothing like that. Avoid heavy foods like steak and things that like a lot of dairy, things that are weigh you down and will make your GI system work too hard. So if you're busy with digesting food, you will not be able to sleep as well. Avoid sugar because it is a stimulant. Alcohol, even though it can put you to sleep, it can cause sleep disruption later on in the evening. Caffeine, of course, because it's a stimulant. In fact, let's talk about caffeine for a quick moment. You guys have been stellar in getting off your caffeine with just a little bit of upset, some more than others. Understood. I get that it's really addictive and delicious, and it's a good ritual for a lot of people. I don't know about good, but it is a ritual for a lot of people. It's warm and soothing. I get it. But it does mess with your brain. It messes with your sleep. If you're having brain issues, sleep issues, or energy issues, it would be best to try to stay away from it even after the detox. So go as long as you possibly can. And I'm not looking right at you, Liz, but maybe I am. And then we will talk about exercise. Exercise you want to avoid, like heavy lifting. You want to avoid aerobic activity. You want more gentle movements before bed. Okay. Here's a bunch of things to do before bed. I'm sure that was Liz making a comment. Let's see. Oh, casual. I know who said that. She said harsh. Yes, well, you guys can take it. Before bed, I want you to consider getting yourself some blue light blocking glasses to wear when you're doing your electronics anytime after like 3 p.m. It will help increase melatonin, which is the hormone that helps you sleep. It optimizes your circadian rhythm. It tells you when to fall asleep and when to wake up. It improves the ability to fall asleep. It supports your mood and increases productivity throughout the day. I had gotten a pair of blue blockers in a seminar. Like you get a big box when you buy expensive seminars and you get lots of toys and gimmicks and stuff like that. And they had blue blockers in there. I was really impressed. And I forgot about them. And I saw that my son started wearing them. And he's like, it really does help. And then my other son asked for them for his birthday this year. So blue blockers are the thing. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oops, not that. Wait, how come it's not moving? Okay, hold on. Does it go? No, it's not going. Okay, there. No. Oh, there it is. Hold on. I'm getting there. Well, technical difficulties. Oh, okay. Yeah, you saw that one. Okay. Don't get upset. Don't freak out. But really, it would be a really great idea if you discontinued any screen time. I know 3 hours is a really long time. So I'm going to say start with 30 minutes. We're going to give you so many suggestions to put in its place for the 3 hours up to bed. But I know, like, personally, I am busy working up until like I do my work and then I do my other work and I use my computer. And so it is hard to stop 3 hours before bed, but try to stop at least, start with 30 minutes, then go to 60 minutes, then go to, 90 minutes. Do the best you can. Just see if it works for you, because that blue light and that stimulus of, especially if you're on TikTok or Instagram, where every few seconds it's something new. It's like, oh, something bright and shiny. Oh, what's that? What's that? And it just stimulates your brain and you're like, what's next? What's next? And that will definitely not help you sleep. Oh, let me see this. There's Marie says, where do you do when you already have classes? Oh, so Jill said talk to your optometrist, and I think that's an excellent idea because they might actually have something that clips onto your glasses that becomes the blue blockers, or you can get a second set. Oh, Marie says my ophthalmologist said they're more of a hype. Well, They're pretty popular right now. And I did hear that, I mean, I'll do some investigation. I'll send you some articles. Oh, can everyone mute, please? Oh, we heard some crackling. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the presentation. Okay, let's minimize that. Okay, so how do you discontinue screen time? 3 hours or even any hours before you figure out other things to do that do not impair sleep. So let's do that again. Come on, people. Okay, here it goes. Too far. Okay, here we go. This is the long list. Ready? So there's a lot of things. So I want you to pay attention to these and tell me if you can think of one other than these and put that in the chat. So we have peaceful and loving conversations, which means don't argue with your kids. Stretch and foam roll, which means it's not aerobic activity, but honestly, a lot of my patients come in and they're so stiff and sore and I mean, honestly, you could save a lot of money with your chiropractor if you just take a foam roller and foam roll before bed, but still come in and get your adjustment. But you'll feel so much better because it will work out those knots and that lactic acid, which also keeps you from sleeping when you're really tight. Deep breathing is excellent. We may have someone come and talk with us about deep breathing on sometime next week. And there's also meditation. If you don't know how to meditate, you can practice online with some apps. Don't use them right before bed. The whole point is to kind of slow everything down and not use your electronics. Board games with your family, things that work your brain but don't overly stimulate them is like crossword puzzles and Sudoku, coloring. Journaling, I'm going to stop here for a minute. We're going to talk in the next few days about all the things that contribute to weight gain and overeating. And journaling is going to be a big part of that. So if you get in the habit of journaling, the wonderful part about this, it's called a brain dump. Oftentimes we can't go to sleep because we have a million things running through our head. We're doing a million things. We have deadlines coming up. We have projects to complete. We worry about our kids. We worry about our family. If you have all that running through your brain, you will just have it on repeat. It's almost like your brain says, I can't forget this, so I better remember it again. I better remember it again. And so your brain is just regurgitating the same stuff. But if you actually write it down on paper, it comes out of that memory center of your brain and you can relax. It's almost like, oh, it's safekeeping over there on that notebook. I don't have to keep ruminating about it. So journaling is really an excellent thing. Reading happy and relaxing material. So I don't want you to like read the newspaper, things like that. Nothing that's going to upset you. That's kind of defeats the purpose. We want something that's going to put you in a really nice, relaxed, happy mind frame. Reading poetry, doing a gratitude journal, taking a bath, especially an Epsom salt bath, which has magnesium sulfate. It relaxes your muscles. Praying and spirituality or daily meditations. And oh, great, music. Music is excellent. Not rock music, although that's my favorite, is alternative rock, but something soothing that will help lull you to sleep is good. Putting lotion on and self-massage or ask your spouse is excellent also. And it leads to other things that lead to sleep, which is awesome. Very good. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, well, that's why this is doing this, because it keeps disappearing. I'm going to have to figure out the screen sharing thing. 4 or 5. There we go. Okay. a dark room. So your brain does not think it should be sleeping if there's light coming in. So not only should you make sure your room is really dark by covering your windows, putting on a little night light and switching the bulb to something red or orange or yellow colored will help keep your brain from thinking it's daytime and thinking it should be awake. Keeping electronics out of the bedroom so that you're not having any of the lights or the sounds that come with them. And covering alarm clocks with like a cloth that you can take it off, you can hear it, but you know, when it goes off in the morning, but you're not able to see the glowing light. And even like modems that have that little green light because it's on, covering that up with tape will be helpful also. So I will read the chats in a little bit because every time I do, it messes up my forwarding button. So getting sun exposure during the day and taking daily walks, getting your vitamin D is really important, and making sure your vitamin D is in the optimal level. If you're one of my patients, you will know that I screen you and say, what is your vitamin D? I want you to know what your vitamin D level is every year. So you should know what it is. We really like to take it twice a year, but the sweet spot is 70. We want vitamin D level to be at 70. It can be a little higher, can be a little lower, but 70 is the sweet spot, and that's what we go after with supplementation. Exercise regularly and avoid bright light after sunset. Practice nose breathing. In fact, if you tape your mouth shut and you only nose breathe throughout the night, you can increase your blood oxygen by 15%, making you more alert in the morning and more productive throughout your day. There's a book called Breathe by, the last name is Nestor, and it's an amazing book. They, the two people in the book, they plugged their nose completely, like under a doctor's care, and then they did all these tests, and their health deteriorated horribly over time. So mouth breathing is really quite dangerous for your cardiovascular system, your brain, your immune system. It's a fascinating book, and I'd highly recommend you get it. But bottom line is, you want to breathe through your nose as much as you can. Okay. So here's some other things you can do. Taking magnesium either orally, taking an Epsom salt bath. We have a supplement called Natural Calm. It is magnesium citrate, and people take it before bed, and that helps them sleep. We also have another supplement called Anxiety, which has GABA, and ashwagandha, which is an Ayurvedic herb that helps with stress, and L-theanine, which is another amino acid that helps with sleep. It also helps with anxiety, hence the name. Melatonin is huge right now because we're finding that it actually helps with COVID, and it is anti-cancer. A lot of people are starting to use it for cancer treatments, but in really high doses, like in 20 milligram doses, which is super high. So you'll see melatonin in like 1 milligrams, 2 milligrams, but you can actually pump it up as long as you don't feel like you're in a fog the next morning. So you'll have to play with it on the weekend and see what your dose is if you want to use melatonin. There's just so many studies on melatonin right now that if you're taking it, more kudos to you. If you want to take it, we can talk about it. Magnesium and valerian root is perfect combination if you have muscle tension. In our office, we have formula 303. If you've ever come in with severe spasms, you know exactly what it is. It smells like stinky socks, but it is actually very effective, and it really helps reduce muscle tension. And you don't have to have a muscle spasm to take it. But if your sleep is disrupted because you're just uncomfortable because your muscles are tight, this is a good thing to take before bed. Even throughout the day, you can take it if you need to. And electrolytes, if you have leg cramps or feet cramps, especially at night, you are missing electrolytes. We have Endura and Catalyte are our favorite electrolytes to disappear leg cramps at night. And we have made many friends by handing out electrolytes to our patients because they sleep so much better and they're so happy that they're not screaming in pain from leg cramps. Last one is check your hormonal imbalances, especially progesterone, especially if you are menopause or past menopause, because then you don't have progesterone anymore, but it's very helpful to have. And if you have levels between 1 and 2, it's a really good place to be. With progesterone, it's very protective of the body. And so we can have a conversation about that if that's your issue and you are interested. So now I'm going to look at the chat and see what's there. Oh, I tried to do that. I tried to use the arrows to move because I'm on Canva, I'm not on PowerPoint, so it's working differently. Audiobooks, Sue, that's great. So Sue said another suggestion would be audiobooks. That is excellent. Once again, something that's not disturbing though. I think that's it. Music. I think I got all the messages. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oh, hello, everybody. Now I can see you all. Great. Okay. So let's first do questions and answers in regard to sleep. And then we'll go into detox. Jill was first. Jill.
So little TMI, but I've been drinking so much water. I sleep great. I don't ever really have a sleep issue. But I'm getting up, like last night I got up 3 times because I had to go potty.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, is that disruptive sleep when you're getting up?
Disruptive sleep. So I would say stop drinking, like drink your water earlier in the day and stop earlier.
Yeah.
Now you guys are detoxing. Lots of things are happening to your body right now, and you do want to get rid of it. So if you're just peeing because you're detoxing, go with it. It will be over with soon. Miriam, did you have a question? No, it wasn't you. Okay. Does someone else have a question? Okay. Does anyone else have any other ideas that they love for getting sleep?
Have your cat come and sleep on you.
Yeah, that's true. So I love when Spencer comes and snuggles up next to me. He's actually over there. But sometimes he'll like hog the bed, and that's annoying. So what I want to tell you about sleep is that there are things to do. It's what are you willing to do? A lot of people come to me and say, I can't sleep, but I'm not willing to do this, that, or the other. You got to figure out what you're willing to do. And downtime before bed is probably the most important thing. So figure out a ritual to do. And I know some of you, and I know your families, and I know if you have little kids that it's hard to wind down when they are wound up. So you do the best you can, and we will brainstorm together if necessary. So is that helpful, guys? Okay, good. Shall we talk about the ups and downs of detoxing? I know there's been a lot of struggle today. So I never said this was a walk in the park, but you do not need to struggle greatly. It's going to be uncomfortable to a certain extent, but you should not be miserable. And if the symptoms are scaring you, you need to reach out to us because we will slow your detox down. And you are not losing ground if you are slowing down your detox. We want your body to work well, and we don't want to push a detox through it. So if you're really uncomfortable, simply slow it down by, instead of having 2 scoops twice a day, go down to 1 scoop twice a day, or even 1 scoop a day. You can do half a scoop twice a day. It's just fine. And you can ramp up again if you'd like, or you could stay right there. You do not need to be miserable. If you are having severe headaches, that is a no. You are going to slow down your detox. You can even decrease the Advocare. The two detox supplements are the powder and the Advocare. They are very supportive, but they also encourage your body to move toxins out of your body. Some of the symptoms I'm hearing are neurologically related, and those are typically heavy metals. Think of aluminum foil touching your food, how often that happens, whether you're eating at a restaurant or you're cooking at home, that gets into your food and your body has to deal with it. And oftentimes it will just store it away in fat cells. And when we're detoxing, we're pulling those out because they do affect the neurological system. Other things is muscle aches and feeling like you are all congested and headachy. That's very common. Itchiness is very common. Tiredness is very common. I actually had to take a nap today because it's affecting me too. So does anyone have any questions or comments in regard to that? Miriam?
I have not had any major crazy symptoms like that. Is that okay?
Yes.
Does that mean I'm
Okay.
not detoxing?
That's okay. You do not need, you don't need more powder. You do not need more detoxing. So it really is a reflection of how well your body does detoxify. If you've been detoxifying all the time as you've been like exposed to things, then you're going to have less of a reaction. The people that have the worst reactions are the ones that probably have a genetic inability to detoxify very proficiently. So it makes it harder for them, which is why we have the B vitamins in the metaglycemics, because you need those to detoxify and to replenish and to make sure that if you do have that MTHFR genetic mutation, we're actually covering that base. It's like a little, like a kid jumping over like a valley, you know, it's just, we're filling that space so you can walk over it instead. So no jumping necessary.
Okay.
So someone said their pee is bright orange, yellow, neon. Yes, that's completely normal. That is the metaglycemics. It's your B vitamins. That is notorious from B vitamins. It's just a chemical reaction. You're not losing your vitamins. It is not harmful. It is just freaky.
So Stacy, regarding the symptoms, first of all, Laura, thank you for putting in words what all of us were thinking. But so like I get headaches, and it feels like it's the same headache I get when I don't have enough calories in a certain day. So for me, it's hard to discern like if I would need to back off of something or if this is just a natural effect of something else. Or
So let me ask you, are you eating enough?
no, because I don't have enough time to make like food preparation be the like a whole purpose of my day. So I'm really scrambling by.
Okay, so no. So I'm going to have you increase eggs because they're easy.
Already eating like 3 times the amount of eggs I normally would. I'm not comfortable going up. That's really high cholesterol.
Okay, I get that. So what are you willing to eat? How can you increase?
Well, I mean, I know what I want to eat.
What about
but
beans
like being
or
it like if I have like a 10-minute window to go make lunch, it's not going to be like a spread that's going to get me, you know, as much of everything I need. And if I've got 10 minutes tonight, I mean, I was scrambling the second I walked in the door to be able to eat before I did this, and I have a 9 o'clock meeting, and then I, you know, I'm not going to be able to like sit around and cook.
What about a can of beans?
Okay.
Chickpeas. So
Stacy, you know me though.
So,
So, I mean, I'm not trying to be a complainer. I'm just like, to me, there's like this question of like, you know, it's hard to discern where.
what about a protein shake?
Well,
Other than
I'm already
that?
doing, so I mean, because I'm having a lot of trouble, like I'm drinking a lot more and feeling so much fuller off of too much drinking than I normally would. And I get it, like I'm replacing one with another, but you know, it's making it hard to feel like I'm gonna, like I can't keep drinking just to get more.
How about nuts and seeds?
What?
Nuts and seeds.
Yeah, I'm eating.
Okay. So I do not want you to not have enough calories and feel ill because of that. That's not the purpose. And which is why the program's set up with 2 vegetables and a protein and a carbohydrate and, fats and, there's no, there should be no starving. There should be no hunger. But
Right, but and I can't tell if that's it or if this is a head, like you said, the side effect. One of the other side effects
Right.
might be some headaching from some of the detoxing or something. So it's hard for me to say. It feels like it's the same.
right. So what I would do is maybe offline, we can talk about exactly what you're eating and what you want to eat and what your choices are in regard to that.
Good.
Because what I'm not, the wheat, gluten, I'm gonna say no. That's the one thing I'm gonna say no to. Gluten, flours and sugars, but anything else that is convenient, even if it's not like, right now we're not doing processed food like cold cuts, but if that is something that would help you, then do that. Right.
Right.
So,
And thank you for all the suggestions. I see. Yeah, I do that, but I'm cooking for a lot of other people who are eating different things. So the batch cooking is for everybody else. And then my 10 minutes are up and I got to get back to my meeting. So
no, I totally get that.
I get
So
it though.
we got to work with it because I can tell you're stressed out too, and that's not going to help. Right. So, right.
Thanks.
Okay. So people are throwing ideas at
Oh, Marcy, come on over sometime. We'll talk.
you. Right. Okay. Does anyone else have any comments?
And you don't even know the other food allergies going on in my house, Marcy.
Well,
Yeah.
no, so tonight I made, I stir fried some ground turkey with a bunch of vegetables in it.
Right. That's
And
awesome.
anybody who wanted to season it differently or add something to it differently, they could do that. They could put it on a bun. They could put it in a lettuce wrap. I used the crepini thing for it. You could serve it on a bed of cabbage.
So who here has been using the crepini?
Pardon?
Who here has been using the crepini?
So.
I
so
have, they're lifesaver.
I had
like
one
'em.
yesterday.
Yep.
The big thing in my house, hold on, let me flip this around. Oh, look, you can see me instead of the cat. So the big thing in my house is arguing with the guys over how many crepinis they have. Oh no, this is one, it's really thin. Oh no, it's really 2.
I know they are very thin. It's hard to keep them together. You can buy them at Whole Food. No, at Costco and sometimes at Aldi.
I
found
think I'm
them
in an
at
LP.
I found them at Bush's.
I found
today.
Oh, at
Aldi.
Bush's. Okay, at
Yeah.
Bush's too.
I found them at Fresh Time.
Oh, good. Excellent. I love Fresh Time.
Especially Kroger said they had them online, but when I went, they didn't have
They
them.
didn't have them.
But
Yeah.
Aldi did.
Excellent. So yeah, it's very helpful. Like I had a tuna salad sandwich tonight and a crepini for lunch today and a crepini. So that worked for me. So tell me more. What else are you guys dealing with and that you need some coaching on?
I am having such a hard time eating so many vegetables. It's just like, I feel like I'm so full, but I feel as I need to get all that in at each one of those when I'm
So,
eating.
at the very least, it's just 1 cup of vegetables at every meal. Because the serving size is a half a cup to 1 cup. Is 1 cup at a meal too much for you?
You know what? It depends on the time of the day. So when I have the shake, I do a crepini with some hummus and cucumbers. And then I sometimes do like string peas with that too. And so it's like, oh my God, like my day starting with so much vegetable, I can't even, and then now lunch is 3 hours later and I'm like, oh my God, I got more of these to do.
Right.
So
So I'm gonna.
it's figuring it out.
It is. So I'm going to give you guys a heads up. So as we start talking about weight loss, we're going to be talking about serving sizes and listening to your body and hunger signals and how to know. And we're really trying to, this is such a beautiful transition of really figuring out the vegetable part so that, think about all the things that you're not eating. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not eating your breads, you're not eating your pastas, you're not eating your cupcakes or your muffins. It's such a better thing to eat is your vegetables. I don't mind you getting full on them, but you're not going to need to push yourself to eat them so much once we get into the weight loss part of this. So you won't need to stuff yourself and then think, oh my God, I have to eat in another 3 hours. But I want you to remember that the foods that we are leaving behind are the ones that stimulate your brain to tell you you're not full. So these foods are all giving you the correct signal saying, yeah, I've had enough. Where if you had pasta, it's never enough. And usually we'll eat it until we're uncomfortable or we'll crave it soon after, and it will just be a vicious cycle. And it really is, it bogs up our GI system. It causes us to have addictions to carbohydrates that we don't need. So this is really a great exercise in eating vegetables. And so, Robin, you won't have to be pushing vegetables on yourself moving forward, but I'm so glad you are full of them and you're trying hard to get them because they are providing the nutrients that the other foods that we're getting rid of did not provide and are not providing.
Okay.
I have a question. So I have always drank coffee. And so when I went cold turkey last Sunday, I mean, today's Thursday, Sunday, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's been 11 days. The first few days, I think I slept like 12, 15 hours. And I'm a decent eater already, so the routine isn't that difficult. But I feel really full, like Robin was saying, and just from my experience, I know those enzymes need to reproduce and it takes a while for them to I guess find consistency. But I feel really full. And then I also feel like I can't go to the bathroom. Like I'm completely constipated.
Okay.
TMI for everybody.
So we'll start with the constipation part. You got to poop. So how many Ultraflora Balance are you taking?
So I'm taking 2 at night.
Okay. You're going to take 2 twice a day.
Okay.
Okay. If that doesn't work, we're going to put you on a specific magnesium that is specifically for that. But most people have not needed it. As soon as they go to 2 twice a day of the Ultraflora Balance, plenty.
Okay. It's getting a little overwhelming.
Right.
So,
No,
all right,
and
I'll
it
try.
would be. And especially if you are constipated, all this fiber that you're eating, it's just going to bloat you and make you feel like a balloon.
Yeah, usually when I've eaten this many vegetables, I usually take a food enzyme because I can't process that much fiber all at once. My body never has been able to. So I usually take food enzymes, but I'm not doing that.
Well, you're welcome to do that. Personally, I do better with cooked vegetables.
Yeah, that's what I'm eating. I did like all those vegetables. I bumped into her
At Trader Joe's.
at Trader Joe's. So I roasted them all and I'm just eating the same thing every day
Yeah.
because
me
I
too.
don't care. Yeah. So,
Easy.
okay.
Good. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. Someone said something about vitamin D. What'd they say? Is it okay to take vitamin D supplements during the cleanse? Yes. It's COVID season. So yes, you can take it for vitamin D.
Why?
You don't have to take a multivitamin though.
I just asked a question. Why, if we're eating that much fiber and drinking that much water,
Are you not
would we
pooping?
not be able to go to the bathroom?
Because it's a response from coffee, caffeine.
Body
Her body,
But I don't
well,
drink- but
certain
I don't
bodies
drink
are used to being
caffeine.
stimulated with coffee, but that's just a stimulant. And you can use other things like mushroom, like reishi mushroom complexes and things like that as drinks. Like Sigmatic has a mushroom coffee that called Chill that is caffeine free, that also can stimulate the bowel too in that kind of way. But once again, you want to have enough good bacteria to help, and that's what the ultraflora balance is. It gives you enough gut bacteria to help with the fermentation of that of the fiber that you're eating.
I'm gonna take the whole bottle soon.
You won't need to. But take two extra ones tonight, take 4 tomorrow, and then let's talk, make sure everything's moving.
Okay, thanks.
You know what, guys, this really has been great because I want you to be supported. Like when you're struggling, I want you to speak up. I want you to make sure that you're getting help through this, because this is what a detox is. And think of all the people that just go and buy a detox from GNC and do this on their own, right? So you guys are doing it right.
Is
I
mushroom-
can say I've slept better and I feel not so crazy. So, and I noticed one of my coworkers got a Starbucks today and she ate a bunch of sugar and then she crashed like 2 o'clock. I said, I remember this.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, it
Is
was good.
mushroom coffee something we could drink now, or is mushroom coffee a caffeine thing?
So mushroom coffee, as long as it's a mushroom coffee that is non-caffeinated, then you can have it. You can have your chicory, but not your caffeinated coffee. That's a no. Anyone else? Did we answer all the questions?
Is it bad if I'm not getting enough sleep? Not because I don't want sleep, just because my schedule has been crazy.
Well, remember, sleep is good for detoxification. It is good for so many things. Try to get sleep.
Oh, I know. I
It's
went to
part of
bed.
it. It has a whole page in the guidebook.
I know. I looked at it and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble. Like, I wouldn't even tell you what time I went to sleep last night. It was like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Because I was,
Don't do that.
Wow.
it wasn't, I was just trying, to finish things up. And I was like, had like pans of roasted vegetables in the oven till like 3 in the morning and like trying to get stuff done. And then I was
It
just
does
like,
take a lot. And I am curious to know, once you're done with this, I want to know from you guys what you would do next time to make it easier on yourself. So think about that. You don't have to answer now, but I'm going to be asking that later. Anyone else?
Hold on. I just, John just said, I don't think this is that hard. And I said, it's because you're not doing any of the cooking. And he's like, oh, yeah. Yes. This isn't hard. This is easy.
It's pretty
how
ballsy of him to
many
show his
you
face right now.
I know. Like, the lynch mob's going to be after him.
Oops.
Oh, goodness.
So speaking about that, has anybody come up with something that they can stretch into other meals? If they make it like in the evening, they can take it the next day, that they've found is to be fabulous.
I just made Tim taco meat.
That's a
We
great
just
idea.
had that in the refrigerator. And
I do a
make
lot
We
of,
did that.
Thing I made.
What?
That I'm happy with the turkey and vegetable thing I made because I
Yeah.
can do a whole bunch of stuff with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I made a big slab of salmon and we have that for a few days.
I do a lot of chicken breast at once, just like prepare, like marinate it, just bake it. And then I have it in the fridge and we pull out what we need. And like a lot of roasted vegetables also. This way it's there, you pull it out, you put it on a plate and you're good to go.
Right.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I made a turkey pumpkin chili today and
Oh.
made a vat. So I plan to freeze it and then I'll
I was
probably have,
gonna drive by and pick some up.
for breakfast.
It was really good.
Yeah, he approved, thank God. So, but I plan to freeze it because it made a lot, and then I'll probably eat it again next week.
Yeah, so
Well,
Beth said she cooks a
and
boatload
tomorrow.
of chicken and mixes it with other options like salad, roasted veggies. And you can take those roasted veggies and you can add some broth and make it into a soup too.
Yeah.
So you can puree
That's
it.
good.
That's another way to get, I mean, once again, if you don't want to drink your, if you're drinking plenty, there's that. Remember, it's only 10 days. And then we transition into other things.
8.
8 more days.
So
Eight
it's,
more
I
days.
know, looking at it a different way, we're 20% of the way done.
Woohoo, good
Yeah.
job.
Because I went to the Trader
Let me-
Joe's that has alcohol because I don't have it in my state. And, I was like, it's only 8 days away. Does it make sense?
Yes. But
What
then
do
We
we
should
start,
keep drinking a lot anyway, right? I mean, we need fluids. I mean, just
Right.
because,
and this
know.
is a jump start for what we're really gonna do. So we're gonna be talking about that shortly.
I'm drinking
wait,
a
wait, you
gallon.
gotta
I'm
be-
drinking more than a gallon of water a day right now because I have the shakes and then I have my gallon water that I'm
Right.
drinking, and I'm literally running to the bathroom every like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm like, this is abnormal.
Not so
I'm like,
bad.
I'm just putting on a diaper. I'm done.
But okay, but let's do this. So if you are urinating so much that your urine is clear with 0 color, you're drinking too much water.
Oh no,
and you
I'm not
should-
because it's neon yellow.
Okay,
So
that's-
that's not a problem. I'm very colorful right now.
You're funny.
Uh,
Very good. Anyone else? Okay, so I'm gonna assume no one else is struggling. And if you are, you're gonna reach out within the next 12 hours so that we can support you. Okay? Okay, so tomorrow, we're gonna start talking about the hormone that controls your brain and controls your actions. It's gonna be super fun and very interesting. So I'm looking forward to you guys being on tomorrow to hear how that begins. Okay,
Please remind Dr. Stacy to record it because I'm gonna miss it tomorrow
please
night.
remind me to record it.
Thank you, Miriam, because I'm not.
I know, I don't have a choice. I'm sorry. But I don't want to miss it, but I'm gonna have to
Understood.
tomorrow night. So please, I want to be able to watch it
Bye.
afterwards.
Very good.
So,
Stacy, which is the best method to get in touch with you if we are having problems?
You're welcome to email us at info@specific wellness or reach us through Facebook Messenger.
And we will be in the office tomorrow from 11 to 4.
Yes,
So
you
if
can
you
call
want
the
to
office too.
to me, and I can facilitate
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
that way too.
So I'm gonna stick around until everyone's gone in case anyone's.
We have
straggling.
winners though. Do you want to do winners? Our
Oh, yeah,
little-
I forgot. Yes, we definitely
prizes?
want to do winners.
So Vicky, Linda, and Robin are our winners.
Yay.
Yay.
So I'll let you know what it is on the Facebook thing tomorrow. when I get-
Terrific. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Good night, guys. I'm gonna stick around, but you guys can all go. at
Good
your
night,
leisure.
everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night,
Alana,
everyone.
let's
thank
talk,
you so
though.
much.
Yeah, I know, but I got a
See you
9 on 9
Saturday
right now.
night.
And Greg just got home.
Okay,
We'll talk.
tomorrow then.
Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a
Night.
great time,
Thank you.
Miriam.
Thank you. We're gonna try. I have everyone waiting for me. So I'm like, I gotta go. See you. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
I don't know why you can't see me, but I have no idea why I can't be seen, but I'm here.
I could see you yesterday.
I know, I don't know. I was on the different computer and then I was gonna ask you, did anybody have any issues with their computers? Because now I have porn popping up on my computer.
Oh my God, no.
I'm like, honey, what did you do? And he's like, it wasn't me. So I just thought maybe because we were in a Zoom, that might have had something to do with, I don't know. But we're not gonna try and get rid of now this crazy stuff on my computer.
Yeah, I would suggest it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for tonight. I appreciate it. And you're answering questions all day today. I appreciate that too.
No problem. Take
All right,
care,
have a good
Bridget.
night.
You too.
Take care.
Hey Stace, I unmuted.
Hi,
Hi babes.
how you doing?
I'm good. So far I'm good. I just didn't want to look how I looked. I didn't want to be on screen with everybody.
I'm gonna shut off the recording. Hold on.
Oh,